The Newsday continues here in One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Tropical storm Kabayan maintains its strength as it hovers over the waters east of Davao Oriental. Kabayan was last located by Pagasa at 7 a.m. over the coastal waters of the municipality of Manay. It's packing maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 80 kph. The tropical storm is currently moving westward at 20 kilometers per hour. It is expected to make landfall as a tropical storm along the coast of Davao Oriental this morning before crossing the rugged terrain of Mindanao and emerge over the Sulu Sea between this afternoon and evening. Kabayan is forecast to be downgraded into a tropical depression and could further be downgraded into an LPA while over land. But for now, the following areas in Mindanao remain under signal number 2. Dinagat Islands, Surigao del Norte, including Siargao and Bucas Grande Islands. Surigao del Sur, the northern portion of Agusan del Norte, the eastern part of Agusan del Sur, and the northern portion of Davao Oriental. 2 areas in Luzon are placed under signal number 1. These are the southern portion of Manila and of mainland Palawan and the Cagayan Silio Islands. Signal number 1 is also hoisted over the following areas in Visayas: southern Leyte, the southern portion of Samar, southern part of eastern Samar, Cebu including Camotes and Bantayan Islands, as well as Bohol, Siquijor, Negros Oriental, Negros Occidental, and Guimaras. And in Mindanao, the areas placed under signal number 1 include the rest of Agusan del Norte, the rest of Agusan del Sur, the central portion of Davao Oriental, Davao de Oro, Davao del Norte, Davao City, and Camiguin. Also under signal number 1 are Misamis Oriental, Bukidnon, Misamis Occidental, Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, the northern portion of Maguindanao del Norte, the northern portion of Cotabato, the northern and central portions of Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga Sibugay. Piston and Manibela have begun their transport strike today in protest of the nearing deadline for franchise consolidation set on December 31. Members of Transport Group Manibela have gathered at Monumento and other parts of Metro Manila for the protest. 40,000 jeepney drivers under Manibela are expected to participate in the Tigil Pasada here in Metro Manila. This number still does not include those from Piston and operators outside Metro Manila. The strike is expected to continue until December 29. Transport franchises of units that fail to comply with the consolidation requirement by the December 31 deadline will be revoked. Due to the strike, some passengers are reportedly stranded this morning. Several LGUs inside and outside Metro Manila have arranged their free rides for passengers affected. Over in Caloocan City and Malabon, standby vehicles are ready to travel in case the number of stranded individuals increases. The Manila LGU, meanwhile, has readied its service vehicles to pick up passengers along the Quiapo-Calentong route. 7 free transportation routes have also been released by the local government of Mabalacat City in Pampanga. The local government of Bamban, Tarlac, on the other hand, started using its truck to accommodate the high number of passengers. Meanwhile, in Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental, a police mobile unit was used as a ride for commuters. Still on transportation, the Immigration Bureau expects more passengers to flock to airports as Christmas approaches. The agency says around 1.5 million passengers are expected to arrive in December, exceeding figures logged in November. Airport officials are prepared for the influx of outbound passengers and returning Filipinos celebrating Christmas here in the Philippines. They have implemented a no-leave policy for their staff, effective from November 15 to January 15. More immigration officers have also been deployed to serve passengers. Immigration officers are prohibited from greeting passengers with Merry Christmas. This is to prevent passengers from thinking that officers are soliciting gifts.
We have to understand na siyempre may negative connotation din ito. Usually yung may return, no? May gift na gusto hinihingi. Sa situation din yan, basically, as much as possible, we discourage our personnel na mag-greet sa ating mga pasahero.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos is set to conclude his 4-day visit to Japan after attending the commemorative summit for the 50th year of the ASEAN-Japan friendship. Among the president's top activities was the signing of agreements with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida during the sidelines of the commemorative summit. These agreements include the Memorandum of Cooperation between the Japan Coast Guard and the Philippine Coast Guard, and the Memorandum of Cooperation between the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry of Japan and the DENR in the field of environmental protection. Marcos also witnessed the lighting of the iconic Tokyo Tower, which was lit up in red, yellow, and blue. This was to pay tribute to the visiting ASEAN leaders and to commemorate the 5-year decade-strong partnership between Japan and the regional bloc. Lastly, the president also attended a gala dinner for the leaders attending the commemorative summit. This is the president's 11th and last international trip for the year and 17th since taking office in mid-2022. Now, to kick off the last day of the Japan-ASEAN Commemorative Summit, President Marcos is attending the Asia Zero Emission Community or AZEC meeting. Aside from pursuing peace and security in the region, the president also called on other leaders to take steps in protecting the environment. In his speech during the opening of the summit, Marcos Jr. called on Japan to support the goal of achieving carbon neutrality. The president says this can help mitigate the impact of global warming, which affects disaster-prone communities and food security in the Philippines. Aside from this event, the president is also set to meet with other ASEAN leaders over in a luncheon meeting today, after which he will sit down with a media delegation for another interview before visiting the Japanese Emperor and Empress at the Imperial Palace. Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. Eleanor Pacheco, the Filipino caregiver held hostage by Hamas, has returned to the Philippines this morning. Pacheco was welcomed home by his family at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The OFW will continue undergoing medical examinations and treatment in the Philippines following his experience with Hamas, where he experienced hearing loss in his left ear. All 15 Filipinos on board the ship that was attacked by the Yemeni Houthi rebels with a missile drone in the Red Sea are all safe. The vessel was crossing the Bab al-Mandeb Strait on Friday when the incident happened. And veteran actor Ronaldo Valdez has passed away at the age of 77. Ronaldo has been in the showbiz industry for 6 decades. His last role was Lolo Sir in the hit teleserye Too Good to Be True. He was also known for his movies Seven Sundays, Labs Kita, Okay Ka Lang, and The Mistress, among others. I am Diego Castro. We are One News.